to kick it off. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for West Virginia. Despite the depleted lineup because of injuries, this will be the same starting five. Shania Ray, Katrina Pardee, Naomi Davenport, Tiana Muldrow, Christina King. A lineup change for Oklahoma State. Maria Castro, she's going to be getting her 5th start this season. They've been really kind of juggling that spot throughout the year, but tonight it's going to be Castro. Her first start was against Oklahoma earlier this year, and she erupted for 14 points in that ball game. Our officials, Scott Yarborough, Cameron Inouye, and Kevin Pavel. Brian Garland, the alternate official. Brenda, let's talk about your advantages in this game.
Well, Oklahoma State comes in with that inside-outside presence that we talked about. Goodwin, number 1 in the conference in scoring. Jensen, number 5. They can hurt you in both ways, and good parts around them. But the tournament success of Tiana Muldrow and the West Virginia Mountaineers, you never know what kind of impact that could have. They came in last year believing they could win it, and they have the confidence to build upon their success last year.
Jensen and King will be jumping it up. Scott Yarborough to toss it up. Tip bannered around, and Naomi Davenport comes up with it. We have seen her get hot early in games. Katrina Pardee, quick move to the hole, draws the contact and the foul. Pardee out of Cedar Park, Texas, just around the Austin area.
You had a chance to catch up with Jim Littell before the game, and he mentioned the fact that the good scoring from Tiana Muldrow, Naomi Davenport, you know that they're going to get theirs, but we have to make sure that players like Shania Ray and Christina King and Katrina Pardee don't go off against us. And right away on the first play, Pardee takes it hard and draws a foul.
And that foul was on Castro. You see the numbers on Pardee for the season. Goodwin dishes off, go inside. When you have a player like Kaylee Jensen, you go to her. Then she hustles down court quickly to cover up King. From the outside, Davenport with three-point shooting ability.
Davenport, a transfer from Trinity Valley Community College, did not play last year in the Big 12 championship. She's chewing her gum hard and went up and hit a three-pointer even though she was.
Lauren Goodwin up and under, and she is drawing a lot of attention from the WNBA. A number of scouts are here to watch her tonight. Muldrow on the drive around Jensen. No, that's going to be a travel call. Head coach of West Virginia, as far as coaches go, he has done a great job this season considering the players he lost. Mike Carey in his 17th season, the pride of Clarksburg, West Virginia. Had his high school jersey retired there. Hey, he's really had to mix and match his lineups. Jensen's pass tipped by Davenport.
West Virginia in the man-to-man defense. They'll switch some on handoffs or screens as they have there out top.
Miller with the quick turnaround. Shot no good into the hands of Pardee. West Virginia 20-10 overall. Eight and 10 in conference play. Ray. Muldrow takes Jensen off the dribble. Good
recognition. A little pick and roll action. Muldrow sees that Jensen is pulled out on the perimeter and uses her speed to get around her.
Braxton Miller gives it up. Castro can't finish. Davenport with a rebound.
Anytime you have a team like West Virginia that doesn't have a true big inside, there's going to be advantages and disadvantages to that. So disadvantage is they don't have a big to defend Kaylee Jensen inside. Advantage, Kaylee Jensen has to defend one of their smaller players.
And Shania Ray knocks down the three. 34% on the season. She's honorable mention all Big 12 this year. Coming off just 3 for 11 shooting versus Baylor in their last game. And West Virginia now opened up a 6-point advantage. One thing I guarantee you about this West Virginia team is despite the depleted lineup, they play extremely hard. Jensen, no. Pardee comes up with a loose ball, gives it up to Ray. She's got Davenport left side. Pardee plants the feet, lets it fly, short. This is Goodwin out of Cypress, Texas. whistle and a foul.
Mike Carey is way out on the court. Way out on the court in front of his defense. He loves to coach up the defense, and he wants toughness and intensity out of the defensive effort.
Foul was on Ray. Davenport pulls down the rebound. She averages over 7 boards a ball game. The junior out of Cincinnati, Ohio.
And see, this is smart to me. Shania Ray walking the ball up the court. Yes, they've already pushed in transition to move it up quickly when they can. However, they need to conserve a little energy as they are not very deep.
And Pardee nails the three. Pardee with her first field goal.
What they did last year to put teams back on their heels, and even though they've been up and down all season, as you guys have already said, with Mike Carey, this team's going to fight right to the end.
There's Tynese Martin, and she's watched her team go on an 8-0 run. And Brenda, you and I were just talking during the break, and Missy pretty much said the same thing. We like the energy West Virginia got, and immediately both of us said, reminds us of last year.
Yeah, they came in here with such confidence last year, and even though they do have different parts and pieces, they've got that core with Muldrow and Pardee and Ray, and they've been the leaders on this team.
Davenport swings it, dangerous pass, tipped, knocked out of bounds. Boy, you got to make that cross-court pass. Here's that defense.
And the pass by Davenport, probably a dangerous pass. The next pass instead of the cross-court pass, maybe the best in that situation.
Good tip by Carly Wheeler. Actually started the last couple of games. Goodwin with the steal. Davenport between her and the basket. Takes it up. No.
And you want to, if you're defending Lauren Goodwin, get on that left hand. Do not allow her to take easy shots, uncontested shots with her left hand, as she is a lefty.
And just kind of a silly turnover by West Virginia. They already have 3 in this ball game. Oklahoma State, yes, to turn it over. Miller, outstanding freshman. Good turnaround. Up ahead to Ray, playing with almost 2 braces on her leg. Really looked hobbled in the last game versus Baylor that we were able to watch.
She looks a little more smooth in this game.
I think you're right. Pull-up jumper goes down by Davenport. She's got 5 in the ball game, and the lead goes to 11. Oklahoma State just 2 of 9. Their scoring drought now over 4 minutes. Jensen on Muldrow. Muldrow could not do anything except put the hands up.
Man-to-man for Oklahoma State, forcing another turnover. Here was a game earlier this year. Look at the vision, a little head and shoulder fake by Goodwin. She just goes hard to the left. She got Davenport looking her in the eyes, and she was able to make that hard drive to the left. She does that well. And when teams have tried to take that away from her this year, she has the ability to go right. She just favors that left hand.
Now, the last 4 games, she's averaged 24 points a game. Lauren Goodwin has. Crosses over, gives it up. Jensen launches the 3 and buries it. Kaylee Jensen with her 13th three-pointer this year.
Kaylee Jensen, one of the most physical players in the Big 12 Conference, but then she steps out and has this nice feathery touch from three-point range. It's fun to watch.
Unanimous first team all Big 12 for good reason. 4 minutes left in the opening quarter, and again, West Virginia with a silly turnover. Let's go back to Jensen.
Well, the previous play, we saw Kaylee Jensen muscling it up inside over Tiana Muldrow. There she shows that she can stretch it out and shoot from three-point range as well.
Oklahoma State not a great three-point shooting team, only 31% of the year. They take about 21. They make 4. But Jensen shows that she's got to be guarded out there. Goodwin. Miller spinning on Pardee. Got position inside. Can't finish it out. Keeps it alive, but West Virginia comes up with it.
And there's the inside presence for West Virginia. Teresa
Exactly.
Ekelar has some size at 6'3", has some length, plays hard the way that Mike Carey wants her to play. Still makes some mistakes as a freshman, but plays with a lot of heart, and that's what Mike Carey demands.
Pardee to Muldrow. Shot clock at 5. Strong move to the hole. Can't get it. Goodwin just rips it away from everybody.
It's been physical so far. I don't mind those fouls not being called, though. Even when there was a bump there by Coleman, she was in good legal guarding position. They're letting them play physical. These are a couple of teams filled with very strong young women, and they're letting them do their thing.
West Virginia, 4 turnovers the last 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Davenport's got to give it up. Pardee looks for some help. The long 3. I don't think Mike Carey liked that shot. That's just a guess. Goodwin can't get it to go. Goodwin 1 for 4 shooting so far in this game. Ray, nope, we've got a whistle and a foul. And she's got a little limp, it looks like, again. Haley Jensen's going to get a little bit of a breather. Checking into the lineup, Latasha Jones, the 6'2 junior out of Leavenworth, Kansas, comes in averaging about 3 points a ball game. Nice ball fake. Muldrow lost it. Another turnover for West Virginia. West Virginia having problems coughing up the ball today.
6 turnovers already for the Mountaineers, none for the Cowgirls.
They average about 15 a game. Coleman doesn't get the bounce. Muldrow gets the rebound. Nice job. Ekelar runs the floor.
Freshman getting out in transition, and they reward her with a beautiful pass.
That stops a scoring drought of over 3 minutes and 25 seconds for West Virginia. Pardee comes up with it. Mountaineers by 8. Final 1:30 to play here in the first. Final quarterfinal game. The winner will play Texas tomorrow on FS1. We'll tell you more about that as the night goes on. A pass to Brenda.
Or Ron. Way to go, Ron. Way to protect me.
I did that time.
The pass ahead by Shania Ray. She sees Ekelar out in front. Mandy Coleman did not hustle back quickly enough. And the freshman with the hustle play is rewarded.
Muldrow with 1 on the shot clock, nicks the front of the rim, and here comes Goodwin. Final 60 seconds of the first. Oklahoma State shooting just 27% in this opening quarter. Go down low, muscling her way up is Jensen.
Jensen just got a little bit of a break. A little blow. Sometimes that's all it takes. Get your legs back under you.
Jensen with 9 of Oklahoma State's 11 points here in the opening 10 minutes. Muldrow, that's a pretty move.
That's a very strong move and shows, again, her versatility and her skill.
She's one of both of our favorite players, too.
She works hard on both ends, and she's a joy to watch by the way she plays the game.
2-second difference, shot of the game clock. Goodwin out front, Pardee on her. They want to force her right, not able to do it. The 3. Off the mark by Wheeler. West Virginia with 3 to shoot. Davenport fouled with 1.3 in the quarter.
That was really good awareness by Naomi Davenport. Some players might have tried to chuck it up from about half court, seeing the clock winding down, but she realized she had time to get all the way to the rim, and she was able to get Carly Wheeler on her heels and draw the foul.
First game versus Oklahoma State, Davenport had 25 points on 10 of 22 shooting, but the last game versus OSU, she got in foul trouble, only had 10 points and only made 3 field goals in 12 attempts. So they've got to keep her on the court. Gets the second, the lead is 10. That's going to do it. West Virginia led by as many as 11 in that opening quarter. They shoot 64%.
Well, Mike Carey pretty pleased with this first quarter from his team. He talked about needing to find good shots within offense. Don't rush it for bad ones. Look for them to get Muldrow some looks kind of in that short post where she can go one-on-one. But they really talked about energy. Those coming off the bench, they got to come in and play hard and give them solid minutes.
Well, Jensen, she's got 4 field goals made. The rest of the team, 1 of 12. Jensen, 4 of 5. She's doing all the work right now. Wheeler draws the contact and the foul. And the foul's going to be on Muldrow. That'll be her first personal foul. And at the line will be Carly Wheeler, the junior out of Plainview, Texas. Started all 32 games last season for Oklahoma State. Been kind of limited use this year, but she has started the last couple. And gets the free throw to go. There's only 9 of 11 coming into the tournament from the free throw line, and that cuts the lead down to 9.
Well, keep in mind, these two just played less than 2 weeks ago, and West Virginia led most of the game, only for Oklahoma State to come back and win in the fourth quarter.
Christina King gets the hoop, her first basket of the ball game. And then Oklahoma State comes right down and answers.
There's that left hand. Goodwin able to go all the way to the rim with her left. Very effective.
Jim Littell said too many threes. They had taken 6, haven't taken any since. Possession arrow will go to West Virginia. Ashley Jones is checked into the lineup. There's Ashley, the freshman out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Coming back into the lineup, Mandy Coleman for Oklahoma State. And Latasha Jones will sit down.
Ooh.
Pardee, and boy, that Braxton Miller is down, and she is in pain. Grabbing that left knee, or that right knee, I should say.
Katrina Pardee had run a screen-the-screener play, and Miller was following her, and her foot slipped as she went around the screen and immediately grabbed her knee.
It's telling us she's so mature for her age, just a freshman, obviously, out of Centerville, Ohio, doesn't get rattled. Said the expectations she has for herself are higher than the coaches have for her. And the team doctor taking a look at her. And here's Goodwin. Checking into the lineup, Jaden Hobbs. We have a travel call.
So they're just talking to Braxton Miller on the bench, the trainer and the doctor. Now it looks like they're going to get her up and walk her down to the end.
Inside, Davenport. She's got 9 in the ball game, and the West Virginia lead is at 14. That is their biggest of the contest. And they're taking Braxton Miller now to the locker room. Any word we get on her injury, we will update you. Jensen, tough fall away over Muldrow, gets it to drop.
And that's what Jim Littell is asking his team in the huddle that we listened in. Get the ball to Jensen. She's been effective. They don't have the size, West Virginia, to stay with her.
Shania Ray had that go about 3/4 of the way down through the hoop, and it popped out. Goodwin, finds the opening, can't finish the layup. Going back and forth, the pace is hectic. Davenport knocks it down.
Wow, West Virginia looks really smooth right now offensively, don't they? 69% from the field, 11 of 16, including.
TCU and Baylor will kick off our semifinal coverage tomorrow at 3 o'clock Eastern. That'll be on Fox Sports 1. And then Texas will play the winner of that game. And it'll be at 5:30 Eastern time. Karen Aston sitting up in the stands. I think she was sort of pleased with her group, but she said that she made some substitution problems, she said in her press conference, and maybe when she made those substitutions, the subs didn't keep the lead that they had built up early, and she said that was on me.
Yeah, they scored 81 points and played pretty good defense against Iowa State. There were just times when I thought they looked really good, and there were other times when there were some letdowns. But as you mentioned, Karen Aston kind of attributed that to the substitution patterns.
Well, at least they're going to get some rest. And one of the questions asked in the press conference, which I think is the vital one, is their depth. How's that going to play out when you got to play this many games in a short amount of time? And she said, well, I hope it does.
Right.
But it's attention to detail, those that are coming in as subs. Gentry Holtz checked into the lineup now for Oklahoma State. Coleman, and she is bailed out with 2 seconds on the shot clock. Shania Ray goes down hard. Mike Carey doesn't like the call, thought it was an offensive foul.
Yeah, I thought Coleman was very aggressive with her move here. She knew the shot clock was winding down. Yeah, it looks like there on the replay, Ray kind of moved under her as she went up for her shot.
Here's Mandy Coleman out of Stockton, California. They're going to go ahead and take out Shania Ray, and Ashley Jones will come back into the lineup for West Virginia. And she gets to second. The lead is 13 for West Virginia.
So Shania Ray had to go to the bench with those 2 fouls.
Boy, that's a big loss, too. She can't come back in here in quarter number 2. Whistle timeout. Mike Carey didn't like what he saw offensively. He's going to call a 30-second timeout. And with that, we'll take a quick break. This is our score. We're in the second. Let's check in with Missy on the sideline.
Well, the last possession, Oklahoma State went zone to the 2-3. They've gone back to the man-to-man. But Mike Carey talking to them about having to get to that high post, and they're going to have to attack the zone just like they do the man-to-man defense.
Foul was on Gentry Holt. That'll be her first personal foul.
And the reason I think Mike Carey had to call the timeout was because Shania Ray, his regular point guard, had just gone to the bench with 2 fouls. Ashley Jones, the freshman, doesn't have as much experience getting the team into the offense they need to when the defense changes. And that was a good move by Jim Littell to go to the zone when Ashley Jones came in.
Deanna Muldrow still waiting for her to explode. She's got 4 points in the ball game. Got the ball now. Nice dump down inside and a whistle and a foul.
Yeah, that is a beautiful pass. Muldrow, just like Missy Heidrich was talking about, Mike Carey told his team, get the ball to the high post. They get it right there to the high post. Good inside position by Christina King on the high-low pass from Muldrow.
And King goes to line with a couple of points. Christina King out of North Carolina. Didn't play for 5 games because of a foot injury. They were expecting her to be out 4 to 6 weeks. She healed quickly, much to the delight of Mike Carey and company. Gentry Holt fights but lost it. They're going to call that a double dribble of Blanco for Oklahoma State.
Boy, extra effort by Tiana Muldrow to keep that ball alive. She had 2 Oklahoma State players crashing into each other and still was able to tip it to Christina King, and then King with a double dribble.
Oklahoma State really hasn't cut into this lead. Jensen was parked inside. You're not going to stop her.
And that's why Jim Littell wants Kaylee Jensen to touch the ball more often. They just, West Virginia, as good as their defense is not going to be able to contain Jensen inside unless they put several players around her.
How about that for King diving towards the hole?
And now that's against the zone a couple of times. They've sealed the interior of that zone for the high-low pass.
And if they try to cover Kaylee Jensen, West Virginia real tight, they're going to get in foul trouble. They don't have the depth where they can afford to do that. Coleman got poked in the eye, and she is buckled over. And they're going to stop play.
Unfortunate for several reasons. Coleman getting poked in the eye, but they blew the whistle. Yeah, right there, Davenport was reaching in and got Coleman right in the eye. Incidental contact, but they stopped play because Coleman was bent over out on top, and right then Carly Wheeler hit a jumper, but it was not allowed because they had stopped play. And because there was a shot to the face, the officials, Scotty Yarborough and Cameron Inouye, are going to go over and take a look at it on the monitor.
If you just joined us, Braxton Miller of Oklahoma State. It happens in a physical basketball game. And it'll be West Virginia's basketball. Gentry Holt wasn't sure if she's the one that's supposed to throw it in or not. Goodwin cut inside. Good job by the freshman Ashley Jones watching her. Then they cough it up.
Maybe Gentry Holt wasn't supposed to inbound the ball.
That's a possibility. The lead is 13. Jones trying to give Shania Ray a little time on the bench for those 2 personal fouls. That's going to be a travel. 8 turnovers for West Virginia in this opening half. And Castro will come back into the lineup for Oklahoma State. Gentry Holt will go out. Castro has the ability to light up the scoreboard.
I would like to see Lauren Goodwin get going with her offense. She has that ability as Ashley Jones gets called for the forearm on the ball handler. But unfortunately for Lauren Goodwin, who's had 5 games this year of 30 points or more, none of them have been when we have broadcast their games.
Jim Littell still had the greatest line to us a couple of weeks ago. He said, if she's struggling in the first half, I'm going to ask you to leave.
It's all our fault.
Yeah.
We're very sorry, Lauren.
Into the hands of Goodwin. Goes right, goes left. She loses the handle, and Muldrow comes up with it. A little stick him on the ball. It's been 32-19, a long time after a very hectic first quarter. Davenport goes baseline. Davenport will launch it. Davenport will make it. She's got 13.
Really good decision by Pardee. She didn't force it up over the defender. Davenport relocated after the pass, and an excellent pass to a wide open Davenport on the baseline.
10 assists on 13 baskets for West Virginia here in the opening half. The pull-up, tough shot by Goodwin. Goodwin now just 2 of 7 shooting the basketball. Less than 4 to play here in the half. Davenport, she's jammed by Jensen. Wheeler just tripped and fell and traveled with it, and Jim Littell just turns around and walks away. Jaden Hobbs will come back into the lineup, the redshirt freshman out of Alba, Oklahoma. Knows something about knee injuries. She had one last year, had a redshirt. Here it is again.
Her foot got tied up with Muldrow's there, too, so that was a factor in her falling down. It's that 2-3 zone.
Davenport on top. Muldrow gets a great look at it. That went right from the very beginning. Goodwin. Nice crossover. Splits the D. Pass up ahead. The 3. Knocked down by Hobbs.
Good work by Hobbs. That's tough to come into the game cold like that and fire up a 3 right away. She was shot ready.
90% of her field goal attempts are 3s. Jones for 3, and she knocks it down. The freshman with a big 3-pointer to answer.
Boy, and she wanted the ball. She was clapping her hands, and she wanted the ball on that.
And then Castro with the 3. Anything you can do, I can do better.
You've heard me say more than once, Ron, that shooting 3s and making 3s is contagious.
That's going to be an offensive foul on King. Castro had position. King knocked her over.
She fell out of it dramatically. I'm not sure how much contact there was, but she fell out of it dramatically to draw the attention of the official.
If Warren Beatty was here, he'd give the Oscar to Jaden Hobbs. No, I'm sorry, Maria Castro. That's an Oscar joke there.
I'm with you.
Okay, our director, Dave Burchett, got it too. Good win. Boy, she cannot find the hoop. There's a lid on the basket for her tonight. Mike Carey with the ball and emphatically gives it back to the official. As his team didn't come up with it. That was the hardest pass thrown by either team tonight.
You know, I just enjoy watching Mike Carey on the sideline. I don't personally think, as Kaylee Jensen hits a three right in front of him, I don't think I ever could have played for Mike Carey. He would have hurt my feelings way too bad, but I enjoy speaking to him and talking to him so much. If you are a tough-skinned, tough-minded kid, that's the coach for you.
Davenport, and she answers the three. Davenport having a whale of a game. She's got 16, but so does Jensen, who's hit 2 from beyond the arc, as has Davenport.
Both teams lighting it up.
Final minute and 35. The lead is still a dozen. Goodwin yet to get on track. Nothing doing. Into the hands of Davenport. Jensen has played the entire way in this opening half, and she has worked extremely hard getting up and down the court. Pardee, the pull-up just inside the arc. Davenport, the offensive rebound. The putback, no. Another offensive rebound. Muldrow with the left hand.
There haven't been a lot of offensive rebounds in this game, but that one was effective for West Virginia on that possession.
Inside of 45 seconds, 42.7 left to whistle and a foul. And that'll be on Ashley Jones.
Remember, West Virginia has played without Shania Ray most of this quarter because she picked up the second foul. So Ashley Jones, a freshman, has had to play that point guard position through this critical time and has really helped West Virginia hold on to this lead that they built early.
Lauren Goodwin, first team Big 12 newcomer of the year, all defensive team because she averages 3.5 steals a game. A heck of a first year at Oklahoma State. And the lead's 11. Jones in the paint, gives it up. Pardee, wide open look for three. Jensen snares the rebound. That's her 4th of the ball game. Oklahoma State will have it. Shot clock turned off. .30 is our score. 12 seconds left. 9 seconds left. Goodwin, the pull-up. Doesn't hit anything. West Virginia will have it with 2 left in the half. Boy, Goodwin just 2 of 8. 2 of 9 now. And that's going to do it. West Virginia led by as many as 15 in that opening half. They shot the ball, and she is walking around. Jim Littell, though, he has to be pleased. Mike Carey, he was pleased with the first half. Missy talked to him a moment ago.
Here with Coach Carey. And, Coach, almost 60% in that first half. You dominate the glass. How do you sustain it here in the second?
Well, I thought the key was us on the boards. I thought we did a good job on the boards. Now, their big girl, you know, Jensen got a lot of... But a lot of that is because we had to help over, and we didn't do a good job on her. But I was pleased on the boards.
They went zone. You used a skip pass to find some open threes. You got to get to that high post. What was the message about how you attack it here?
We want to do that, but we don't want to live with the three. We got to get it in the paint, put some pressure on them.
All right, thanks, Coach.
West Virginia out-rebounded Oklahoma State 20-10 in that opening half. Goodwin continues to struggle. 2 of 10 now shooting the basketball. Shania Ray back in. Played 18 minutes in that, or 13 minutes in that first half. Couple of dribbles, pulls it up. Muldrow lets the three fly off the iron. Davenport kicks it back out. Davenport with the three, no. Jensen pulls it away. Way up ahead, Coleman running the floor well, tries to save it and does into Coleman's hands. Or into Goodwin's hands, I should say. Goodwin fights for it, lost it. Muldrow's got it. With the layup.
And there were no Oklahoma State players giving chase at a high rate of speed. Muldrow was all the way out in front. Nobody there with her.
That's an impressive stat if you're Kaylee Jensen. More than half of the points of the Cowgirls in this game so far.
That's an impressive stat for Jensen, but not for the rest of the team, unfortunately.
Jensen sees the double. Pardee tried to tie her up and did in West Virginia's basketball. Let's check in with Missy.
Well, Braxton Miller has come out of the locker room, as you said, Ron. She is taped up, and she is on a stationary bike, kind of bike by the entrance, close to the Oklahoma State bench. She is in discussions with their team doctor. They're trying to keep her warm. She's jogged a little bit back and forth to the bench, so she's going to try to give it a go.
And you just saw her wave as our camera was on her. She was waving at Jim Littell as he beckoned her over to check in.
Dr. Ivan seems to have had the magic touch.
Well, that sure is good to see because she went down awkwardly. She had her left foot slip on the wet court, as you see people cheering for her, the Oklahoma State fans here in attendance, and then her right knee kind of buckled awkwardly. So it's very good to see her back in the game.
Which it made us cringe because it reminded us of Christy Wallace of Baylor earlier this week.
Yeah, Christy Wallace went down on senior day in Waco, tore her ACL.
Jensen inside, Ray just bailed out. She pulled the ripcord on the parachute, and she saw Jensen was coming at her.
Well, Shania Ray realized she was not able to get outside the restricted arc soon enough, and she wasn't going to pick up another foul and wasn't going to get run over by Kaylee Jensen.
Ashley Jones, a lot of playing time. Pardee, they leave her open for the three. Nicks the front of the rim. Jensen hands it off to Goodwin. Jones tries to cut her off and does. Coleman, strong move, left hand, no. Gets it back. Tries it again from the other side and gets the foul call.
Coleman active with her feet, making that swooping shot, not a real quality shot, but stays with it. Got between three defenders, powered up, and drew the foul.
Now the bench liked it. They're getting into it now. Maria Castro leading the charge. And Mandy Coleman. Stockton, California comes in averaging just under 8 points a ball game. Outstanding free throw shooter at 87%. And she's made 3 of 4 so far tonight. And the lead is cut to 10. It was 15 at one point. West Virginia started 4 of 7 from beyond the arc. Since that time, they're only 2 of 8. That's a trend we see a lot of times. Off balance shot. Davenport can't get it. Oklahoma State on a mini run. Goodwin hesitates. And it should be Oklahoma State's ball, and it is. Goodwin is crafty, isn't she? Both offensively and defensively.
Yeah, she works hard. Changes speed.
Jensen had great position, knocked out. Still OSU's ball.
Good defense underneath by Ekelon, using her length against Kaylee Jensen.
That's the length you talked about in the second quarter. Goodwin, catch and shoot. Pardee pulls it away. Winner gets to play Texas tomorrow in the second semifinal tilt. Davenport, Braxton Miller jumps out on her. Surprised Davenport didn't try to test the knee a little bit more. Muldrow, no. Offensive rebound. Put back, count it.
Oh, and she went to the floor hard, but had a big smile on her face because she knows what she accomplished going against one of the best post players in the Big 12 Conference, and Kaylee Jensen. Ekelar with great inside position as she gets the rebound, keeps it alive, uses her left hand, draws the foul, and has a nod and a smile.
Ekelar now with 5 points in the ball game. In the previous 5 games, she had a total of 6 points. Extends the lead to a baker's dozen.
Miller seems to be moving pretty well on that knee. That's really good to see.
Loses the handle. Yeah, West Virginia's got it. Here comes Shania Ray.
And they're able to, Oklahoma State, go back to a man-to-man. Missy Heydrich had asked Jim Littell why they switched to the 2-3 zone, and he mentioned it was because of the injury to Braxton Miller, that she is one of the best defenders on this team, and so he felt like he needed to go to zone when she was out.
I remember him talking to us early this season back in January about Braxton Miller, and I wanted to talk about her offense, and he wanted to talk about her defense.
Well, and keep in mind also that Oklahoma State lost Ariana Combs with a knee injury earlier this year, and she was a terrific defender.
Good foul by Davenport. Don't give Jensen the 2. And that's the first personal foul on Davenport.
That's a good foul, not to allow an easy basket, because Jensen was all by herself. And Jensen, usually a very instinctive player, must not have felt that Davenport was there, or could have given her a little fake and drawn the contact and still gone up. But Davenport closed quickly in that situation.
Ekelar gave him some good minutes. She's going to go back out of the lineup. Checking back in, Christina King, but I think Ekelar did a nice job, and Jensen gets the second. Just picking up on Combs. Jim Littell and I were talking about this the other day, and he said, you know, we thought that maybe Combs would come back and play. They were going to wait for the swelling to go down and refit the cast, but then he said, we decided, no, it's just not worth it. And she didn't want us to, they didn't want her to take a chance of maybe doing any kind of other damage. King with the left hand, wasn't pretty, but it counted.
Wow, a quick move. She had a little move to her left shoulder and quickly went back the other way to get around Jensen.
Lead back to 13. Braxton Miller losing the handle again.
West Virginia is a very good team one-on-one defensively, not allowing a lot of dribble penetration.
Shot clock at 7. Goodwin knocks down the 3. Her first of the ball game. She's got 9.
Boy, did Oklahoma State need that.
And Davenport can't answer. Rebound Coleman quickly to Goodwin. Hobbs spots up left side. Goodwin takes it herself. Doesn't get it. Jensen. Miller for 3. Yes.
Back-to-back three-pointers. And a good shot by Miller after earlier in the play, Goodwin had gotten knocked in the mouth, but now Miller is limping a little bit on that knee she injured in the first half.
Lead cut down to 7. OSU on a 6-0 run. Pardee the scoop and the foul. With that, we'll step aside. 4 minutes and 3 seconds left to play in quarter number 3. Lauren Goodwin hits her first 3 of the ball game. And
got to go after it. They've also got to make better decisions in guarding Lauren Goodwin. The message is, you know she's a shooter. You've got to get out and contest. But right now, he's just talking to them about execution and about they've got to hustle. They cannot continue to be out-hustled by Oklahoma State.
No, Brenda, I think Mike Carey's probably thinking, oh, my goodness, this kind of replicates the last meeting we had with Oklahoma State.
Yeah, in that game, West Virginia led by as many as 14. In this game, the Mountaineers have led by as many as 15. And Oklahoma State came back and won in Morgantown. And it was a very disappointing loss for West Virginia. So they know Oklahoma State has the ability to come back.
Well, Pardee misses both the free throw attempts, normally pretty reliable at 82%. And now the Cowgirls with an opportunity to cut into the lead even more. Inside of 4 to play here in quarter number 3. Miller having trouble. Hobbs. Goodwin will launch it over Pardee. No.
Good block out.
Oh, Muldrow did a nice job there, didn't she?
That's what Mike Carey was pleased with at halftime when he talked to Missy Heydrich, the rebounds. They have been able to keep Oklahoma State off the offensive boards.
Davenport, the wild shot, and it goes down. She was working on Braxton Miller.
She is such a natural scorer.
That's a good way to put it. 6 or 18 now for Davenport. Boy, as soon as Goodwin catches the ball, now somebody's honored. Coleman is knocked over by Muldrow.
Looks like Muldrow was anticipating a shot, and watch Muldrow under the basket as she blocks out. Yeah, there's the action right there. Keep an eye on that. Muldrow getting down low, blocking out Jensen, keeping her away from the ball. That's good block out. Bending her knees, staying low against a much stronger, bigger player. That's how you keep them away from the ball.
Tiana Muldrow picked up her second personal foul. Did a little house cleaning underneath the hoop. And Jaden Hobbs will trigger it in.
Don't need anybody else slipping on the floor.
Oh, no. We've had enough for the entire year. Tried to get it to Goodwin, knocked away. Not a good pass. And now Ray will walk it up. Pardee. Davenport. Miller comes out on her. 10 to shoot. Davenport tries to make the move. Good strong move. Draws the contact and the foul. And that'll be on Kaylee Jensen. That'll be her second personal. And at the line, it'll be Naomi Davenport out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Let's check in with Missy.
Well, the last couple possessions for West Virginia out of that timeout, the ball went to Naomi Davenport. You look at that matchup, and it's Braxton Miller. She is not 100%. So she's going to put it on the floor and attack and try to get by her. The help defense has been there at times for OSU, but the last couple trips up to the rim, it hasn't been. Davenport going right at Braxton Miller.
Yeah, that last time after she was driven on, you saw Braxton Miller look over at Kaylee Jensen, kind of asking for some help on the drive.
The lead is still double digits for West Virginia. Stolen away. King, clear path to the hoop and makes him pay.
That's exactly the type of play Jim Littell said that they could not allow to happen by King. A run out like that where she gets out in the passing lane and just has an easy layup.
Braxton Miller with a nice move and a scoop.
And even though she is hobbling on her knee, that was an explosive move to the basket.
One of the many talented freshmen in the Big 12 Conference this year. King from 16. Pardee keeps it alive, goes up, count it, and she'll go to the line. And the West Virginia bench erupted.
That's the extra hustle, the 50-50 ball. Who's it going to go to? The aggressor, and the bench, including last year's most outstanding player of the tournament, Tyneese Martin, there in the gray T-shirt in the middle. Very happy about the offensive rebound by Katrina Pardee. You know, they got a little airtime. They can see that our camera feed is playing on the big screen up here in the arena. So we've seen all day long the players see themselves up on the big screen.
I like Tyneese Martin's bling there, and that's her championship ring from last year when we had her a couple of games ago. We made sure she showed it to the camera. It's pretty good looking ring she's got on.
Yeah, that's when we had their game against Baylor. Of course, they beat Baylor in the Big 12 title game last year.
Giving Muldrow a little bit of rest. Ekelar, who's played good minutes for West Virginia, has checked back into the lineup as we go inside of 1:20 to play here in the third. Ekelar wanted some space. They got it to King. Can't get the right-hander to go down. Goodwin tried to draw the foul. Now, that is a smart play. She knew the big was running neck and neck, got just in front of her, got the contact and the foul.
And there she is. Goodwin had to go around Davenport. And as you mentioned, recognized Ekelar right there beside her and draws the contact.
69 seconds left to play in the third. They get it to Jensen. She steps back, launches the three, halfway down and out. And Ray again taking her time, crossing the timeline. Lead pushed back to 13. And Oklahoma State can cut it. Hobbs running the floor well. Up ahead to Coleman for the layup. What a play by Mandy Coleman.
Good body control to be able to catch that ball and lay it in softly.
11-second difference shot of the game clock. Davenport, nice pass to Ekelar. They're going to call a blocking foul, no basket.
The drive by Davenport again, taking it against Miller, then splits between, doesn't go directly into Jensen, so Jensen picks up the foul. Is that who they called it on, Jensen or on Miller?
They're calling it on Jensen. That'll be her third personal.
Yeah, so she was not able to get square in legal guarding position, and Davenport turned her body just enough to squeeze in between and draw the foul.
Davenport will go back to the line. Davenport, 2 straight national runner-up finishes in junior college in the D1 tournament. Originally signed with Michigan back in 2015 as Jensen goes out with the 3 fouls. As a first-team junior college All-American, second team as a freshman. And the shot clock is turned off. Jensen only 4 points in that third quarter after 16 in the first half. She sits for the remaining 10. They tried to double Goodwin. Goodwin off balance shot, no. Coleman rebound, put back, no. Ekelar the rebound. And that's the way the third quarter will come to an end. Christina King has played valuable minutes. She comes up with the steal and the layup.
She's been tested defensively, but she drove to the basket, a very competitive freshman that has been identified as one of the best defenders, maybe the best defender on this team this year. That's why Jim Littell made a defensive change when she went out of the game. Boy, she has shown a lot of grit and toughness coming back into this game with her knee all wrapped up.
And a whistle and a foul is going to be called. I think that's going to be on Davenport. I tell you, Oklahoma State made a great run in that third quarter, but they had 6 turnovers in the quarter. And that kind of put a damper on anything they were trying to do. Gentry Hope back in the lineup. Hobbs also in for Oklahoma State. They get it in the hands of Goodwin. 9 points in the ball game for Goodwin. She's played every minute. Shot clock at 10. Miller, that's a pretty move, and she comes up limping a lot this time.
When she has to make those hard drives to the basket, it seems to irritate that knee.
Miller averages 12. She's got 7 tonight. Pardee being chased by Hobbs. Davenport left open. That was a case she just ran away from Braxton Miller.
Yeah. Miller driving in, cradling it, protecting the ball, using her body to protect the basketball, and then after making that hard drive started limping and then got behind Davenport, who was going on baseline screens on the other end. But boy, lots of respect here for Braxton Miller, the way she is playing with that injured knee.
Well, Jensen will check back into the lineup for Oklahoma State, playing with 3 personal fouls. Miller, nice jump stop, doesn't get it. Rebound taken away by Ashley Jones. Ray running up the court right side. Jones doesn't get it to her. Tipped by Goodwin. Pardee. Muldrow way out front. Shot clock at 7. Go inside to King, and she throws it off the face of Goodwin. Jones, the freshman, will launch it. That'll be a shot clock violation. Didn't hit the rim.
Good defense by the Cowgirls. They stayed tough. Kaylee Jensen. And then you're right, bouncing it right off the face of Goodwin. But because they covered up on Jones on the outside, no good look for West Virginia on that offensive series.
And the lead is 11. Plenty of time left in this ball game for Oklahoma State to make a move.
Muldrow, look at her denying Kaylee Jensen, and Jensen just kind of giving up on it.
Castro from way downtown. Davenport. Castro comes out to meet her. Pardee, good-looking move.
Muldrow came up to set the screen. Pardee refused the screen, went the opposite way. I think got the defense leaning a little bit toward the screen side and made a quick move to the rim.
Goodwin, no. And Davenport comes down to it, and she may have dinged her shoulder up a little bit. Kind of rubbing that right shoulder, kind of stretching it out. And West Virginia's slowing things up now, leading by 13.
West Virginia has the ability to score in transition, but they've got some nice veteran players that execute plays well and set screens and work with each other and pass the ball well. Talk about the skill of Tiana Muldrow, but besides the scoring inside and out, I think she is an excellent passer, setting up Davenport and others. So Mike Carey very happy to run plays.
Oh, that's a great inbounds play, getting it to King.
Very good work. A great pass and excellent timing for King on the jump over the top.
You mentioned Muldrow. She has been quiet in this game for the most part. Tiana Muldrow, only with 8 points, comes in averaging 19.6 a game. Coleman, no.
She's been quiet offensively, Ron, but she is doing heck of a job defending Kaylee Jensen. And Jensen's starting to get frustrated. I'm watching those two down on the other end, and Jensen is starting to push Muldrow like, get off of me. You are being too physical.
Boy, they let Pardee wide open, and you can't let her open like that.
And she's really been able to take advantage of her defensive assignments as she's put the ball on the floor and been very aggressive in this game.
Pardee had 14 the last time they met. She's got 15 now, and Goodwin slides it in to go into double digits with 11. But after West Virginia got their biggest lead of the game at 17, tonight, Brenda, she's done it all. You call her smooth.
She's a natural scorer. She off the on-ball screen, in transition, catch and shoot. The drive to the basket. She can score in a variety of ways. And she has been a tough matchup for Oklahoma State tonight. Braxton Miller has been chasing her around most of the time, but Katrina Pardee, I think, has scored well. King, too. And it was Davenport and King on senior night that drew the ire of Mike Carey. He was not pleased with how either one of them played, and I think both of them playing hard tonight.
Well, Davenport had the double-double of their last regular season game against Baylor. Tries to keep it alive. Not able to do it. It'll be Oklahoma State's basketball with 5:23 to play. Still, if you're Oklahoma State, you're still in this game by any stretch of the imagination. You just need a good possession. They've hit only 2 shots here in the final stanza. This time, Muldrow is trying to hold on to Jensen. She'll be whistled for the foul.
Well, she's been very physical, Muldrow has, just getting up into Jensen, not allowing her to even turn her shoulders to try to post up. And she's putting Jensen in a precarious situation, because if Jensen starts to get physical and post up, she can get called for an offensive foul. So Muldrow's been pretty smart about it.
Goodwin with a nice pass on the inside, and Jones with an easy 2.
And that's where Muldrow was tied up with Jensen on the outside, so she really couldn't rotate over, and you wouldn't want her to. And so Jones takes advantage with no rotation, gets the shot up quickly.
Less than 5 to play. Muldrow for 3, short-armed it. Rebound into Goodwin, then commits the foul. 4:49 to play. We're going to take a break. Oklahoma State has cut the lead down to 13. Latasha Jones gets the 2, her first of the ball game.
Undefeated in non-conference play. They have taken their lumps in Big 12, but wins over, I thought their best win was over Texas A&M, who's had an outstanding season. But their RPI and strength of schedule kind of put them on the outside looking in. However, they go on a run here in the Big 12 championship and give themselves a real chance to be considered. I mean, there's so many teams here in the Big 12 that you could dice up the numbers to say, well, they don't reach this level with this measurement, or they don't reach this level with this measurement. But so many of them have good marks in certain areas. And I'll tell you what, if West Virginia is in the NCAA tournament, I wouldn't want to be a team playing against them because they are a very strong team.
Absolutely. Jensen, no, that's going to be a foul. Missy, you were sitting in or outside of Mike Carey's huddle. What went on during the timeout?
Well, the message was this is the last 5 minutes, and they've just got to try to figure out a way as a unit to finish this thing. What he wants them to do is to get some defensive stops. As you saw, everyone collapse in the lane on that last possession. Everybody's got to go hard. If there's a 50-50 possession, they've got to have it under 5. This is where they've got to win this thing to move on to tomorrow.
Well, during that timeout, they took Muldrow out because she had her 4th personal foul. She's on the bench right now. And I'm sure Mike Carey, as Braxton Miller, has to limp out. Boy, he just hopes she's going to be okay. But I'm sure Mike Carey's going to put Muldrow back in here in about a minute or 2.
Well, Ekelar will have to defend Kaylee Jensen.
Ray just lost the handle, thought Davenport was going to be there. Muldrow 6. Golden opportunity for Oklahoma State. Jensen, 7 of 8 shooting in the first half, only 1 of 3 in the second half. Trying to make it 2 of 4 and doesn't do it. 16 in the first half for Jensen, only 4 in the second half. One of Jim Littell's mantras in that game was she needs touches, not getting them in the second half. And Muldrow has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't think Jensen is working hard to make herself available.
Ekelar goes hard to the floor. Oklahoma State has it into the hands of Goodwin. Hobbs spotting up left side. Goodwin takes it herself. No whistle and a foul. That'll be on Pardee. That'll be her second personal foul with 3:36 to play.
Well, the hustle just to secure it. Kaylee Jensen goes to the floor hard, but passes ahead to Goodwin, gives her the chance to go attack and draw the foul.
Goodwin with 12 in the ball game, 3 coming from the free throw line as Castro will come back into the lineup for the Cowgirls. And Oklahoma State on a 6-0 run. The scoring drop for West Virginia over 2.5 minutes. They've missed their last 4 field goal attempts.
Oklahoma State needs a stop here.
Pardee on the dribble drive. No. Ekelar had it, lost it, but it'll still be West Virginia's basketball.
Boy, players colliding under the basket.
Man.
Jensen taking the brunt of it.
Muldrow's coming back in, and Ekelar will go out. I tell you, Mike Carey's got to be pleased with the job Ekelar did. Gave him just those enough minutes to give Muldrow a rest.
She has done that throughout this game. Very good quality minutes.
Shot clock at 2. Ray throws it up off the back of the iron. Cowgirls have it. Hobbs, the 3-point shooter. That'll be a kick. 2:57 to play in the ball game. Oklahoma State is trailed by as many as 17. They also have an outstanding resume as Goodwin pulls up. No.
Well, they have to finish third in the Big 12 Conference. With the home and away schedule, the tough non-conference schedule that they played, Oklahoma State beating UCLA and playing Mississippi State in the SEC Finals tomorrow, still undefeated. Oklahoma State actually the team to play them the closest all year long. They beat UCLA that has a top 10 RPI, and they've beaten Oklahoma and West Virginia each twice. The RPI 48, usually in that range that you would expect a bid with all the other qualities that they have as a team. They've got some exciting scores.
Exactly.
We aren't seeing it tonight in Goodwin, but Kaylee Jensen has the ability to put up big numbers and would draw eyes in the NCAA tournament. People would be interested to watch.
Oh, yes. Goodwin on the drive off the glass. Count it. 2:10 to play.
And even though West Virginia hasn't been scoring, they have been using the entire shot clock, each of their possessions. So they have been shortening the game to try to keep it out of the hands of Oklahoma State. And the time is getting away from the Cowgirls.
Oklahoma State on an 8-0 run. West Virginia over. We've got 2 minutes left in this ball game. The winner will play Texas tomorrow. And right now, West Virginia leads at 65-56. 2 timeouts left for West Virginia, 1 timeout for Oklahoma State. Last touch by Hobbs. 12 to shoot. Into the hands of Davenport. Shot clock at 5. Spin move, leans into it, doesn't get it. The tip up by King.
And Kaylee Jensen may have got a piece of that too.
Coleman.
What a offensive possession for West Virginia. They again used the entire shot clock. They got a fairly good look as well as Davenport has been shooting, but it was the play of Christina King to be on the inside of Jensen, to be there. And when Jensen tried to tip it away, the battle for the ball results in a basket for West Virginia.
And the officials blew the whistle, and they're going over to the scores table. Taking a look at the replay machine. Kaylee Jensen, not enough touches here in the second half. I think everybody would agree on that. She does have 20 points in the ball game and 9 rebounds.
It was that drive by Davenport. And then watch King as Jensen tried to rip it away from her, but may have been partially responsible for that ball going in the hoop. King's on the inside.
I think you're right.
I think it was the upward motion, and Kaylee Jensen knew it right away. She was very disappointed that her action helped put that ball in the hoop.
They double now on Ray, and it's tipped. Oklahoma State has it, got it. Goodwin coming up with a steal. Mentioned earlier, she is one of the best in the conference. Over 3.5 steals a ball game. 65 seconds left. Oklahoma State's got to move quickly.
Yeah, they need a greater sense of urgency going toward the basket. And look at the mismatch. Jensen was being defended by Pardee. Why they didn't get the ball in the hands of Kaylee Jensen is a mystery.
And then ahead to Muldrow, has Coleman to beat, and she does. Empty possession for Oklahoma State.
Boy, Jensen was working as hard as she could that time, and they were not able to get her the basketball.
Lead is back to 13. There isn't a sense of urgency right now. A lot of dribbling. Coleman turns and drops down to 2. And here comes the pressure. But the lead is still 11. minute.
State looks like they are conceding at this point.
Knocked away by Hobbs. She'll launch the three. Coleman the rebound, and Shania Ray goes down hard. The 2 counts, but West Virginia is going to pull off the upset. Mike Carey's squad, the 6th-seeded West Virginia Mountaineers, playing good friend Jim Littell. 69-60 is the final, and West Virginia now advances.